While Frieza's newest Dragon Ball transformations, as shown in the pages of Dragon Ball Super, have essentially just been his fourth form, or final form, as he called it, but with different colors to indicate new levels of power, the early days of Dragon Ball made his transformations much more dramatic, though one of those original forms was a bit derivative of a previously introduced Dragon Ball villain who has all but been forgotten. In Dragon Ball Chapter 75 by Akira Toriyama, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma stumble upon an abandoned pirate's cove while looking for a Dragon Ball. However, there were still a number of traps still in place from when the area was active, including a robotic beast that was lying in wait, ready for intruders. That beast was known as the Robot Pirate, which looked eerily like a Xenomorph from the Alien franchise, only with additional robotic and pirate-y aesthetic, as it had an elongated head, razor-sharp teeth, and a deadly tail. In Dragon Ball Chapter 302 by Akira Toriyama, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan are battling the villainous Frieza after the villain decided that they was going to make all of them pay for thwarting his plans to wish for immortality upon the Dragon Balls. While Frieza was powerful enough to beat the Z fighters in his base form, he decided to put his power on full display for those he so strongly hated. Frieza's first transformation revealed his second form, which looked more or less identical to his base, but much bigger in every way, from height to muscle mass. However, once Frieza decided to morph a second time and reveal his third form, his appearance changed drastically. During the process of his second transformation, Frieza's head stretched into an elongated version of its former appearance, his body twisted into a slightly hunched posture, though his height increased to the point where he was constantly looming over his victims, and he grew additional spikes along his head and back, which only added to his sinister look. At first glance, Frieza looked a lot like a Xenomorph, but when that thought comes to mind, suddenly another Dragon Ball villain pops into one's head, as they too resembled the alien monster, the Robot Pirate. It seems as though Akira Toriyama was so fascinated with the Xenomorph design that he decided to experiment with it in more than one of his Dragon Ball villains, though that isn't confirmed. Unfortunately, the fact that Frieza's most monstrous form was seemingly recycled from a lesser-known villain kind of takes away from the unique quality of the transformation, as it was the one that stood out the most from the others. However, whether Frieza's look was a bit derivative or not is irrelevant, as both the Robot Pirate and Frieza's third form have their own personal features that make them different enough to be uniquely interesting, with both seemingly paying tribute to one of the greatest horror movie monsters of all time. That being said, Frieza's third form was introduced after the Robot Pirate, meaning Frieza seemingly stole his monstrous form from a forgotten Dragon Ball villain.